Michael, are you ready to ascend to godhood?
Yeah.
Part 2, guys. We're here. We're gonna play. Me and Mike are gonna play a little bit of God of War today. Nothing too
just raw
crazy.
dogging this game because to make it go episodes, it'd be kind of a long one.
Yeah, it's a lot. But
so we're just gonna bring you some of the series, and if you guys want to see more, just talk about it. Maybe we'll do the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll see how many more episodes we're gonna do this before me and Mike would just do something different. If people are watching it, we'll probably do it, but so with the
we're doing a different build than your file, right?
Kinda not. There's really no builds because for all disclosure, I play this game in my free time on my own save profile. And you switch between so many different items. Like, I'm not even using the same shield I had beforehand. This game's the best.
Is there a direction though? You can go with your points, or you just max everything out eventually?
I mean, that's always the goal, right? Just maxing shit out. All right. What's up, Sindri? Finding everything all right, I hope? Yeah, you better believe, dude. I'm in God of War.
It would be cool if Kratos is just like super like smug about everything. Yeah, have you fucking seen me? Am I doing all right?
He's like, dude, I'm thriving right now.
He's imprisoned in a mine somewhere.
It's the season of Kratos.
Kratos is Sony's Santa Claus. Always comes out.
Dude, I would love like a Santa Claus getting short by Sony, where Kratos is Santa, and he's just like he as opposed to like his axe, he's just got like a lacrosse stick with a net and it's like throwing presents on people.
Yeah. Yeah, cool if you go to like a PlayStation conference or a place or like the whatever. E3, and there's just like this huge buff guy as Kratos as Santa, and people can sit on his lap and tell him what they want for Christmas.
Just like
always gives out funny stupid shit. It's like
it just grunts. All right, meet at the gateway outside. All right, cool. So, Michael, at this point in the game, we are working on basically getting our travel back so we can jump between realms again like we did in the first game.
Are we gonna bring back our wolf friend?
He's dead.
Oh. We're not gonna travel to the afterlife to save him?
We do travel to the afterlife, but not for that purpose.
Oh, this would be the part requiring my assistance then.
Up the front.
Your bowl is just like, okay, let me make room.
All right. Better look at the problem.
Just accidentally catapults his head. Like,
Sure.
This is the catapult?
No. This is just to hold you in place while we shine this light in your eyes.
Well, that's supposed to be... No! I'm drowning!
What is this for?
Their calibrating machine, yeah. They're calibrating machine right now.
Because what? What was he used for beforehand? Remember?
Yeah, his eye allows them to bifrost stuff.
That's our cue. Come on, hurry. I'm coming.
And so that's how they're going to open up the gateways. They just start hammering away. It's working!
Yeah, no, it's hammering runes in. They're just doing their thing, dude.
So, I think that like the cool, like the part I love about this game the most, truly, is that this is like the next level. This is like next level storytelling for video games, truly. Like everyone beforehand was like, oh yeah, Stray is such an amazing game because it reinvents the way you storytell in a video game. Nah, motherfucker, it's this type of shit that works. This is like every character's got like personalities that actually matter. They have things that drive them. It all builds the same plot. It's great.
Also, like, you can say what
all
you
jokes
want.
aside, I've been farting up a storm.
You're
I don't
giving
know
your
why.
opinion. You're giving your opinion,
today.
and nobody's gonna take you seriously if after every sentence you just let
Just shit my pants.
the Kraken just like go hard. But I do like how this is like it's seamless from you just walking around in the map and then cutscene taking place with you just freely being able to move around, and then also just going into the one that's you're not controlling it. Just,
Yeah.
like, seems seamless.
And also, I love it when they take like this is like in basically a loading area.
I suppose he might have
Like
completely
right
changed
now,
his
as we're walking through, the
experience.
game is currently loading the next map that we're going into.
Oh, I might drop
And
You're
this
a liar.
no, yeah, this is it.
You're a liar.
This is it, man.
No.
This is the loading screen, interactive loading screens.
Where's the
This
wheel?
like this part of the game is always loaded, no matter what.
Where's the bar?
We're the future now, Mike.
Oh my god.
That's basically the same thing with like anytime you go into an elevator in a video game nowadays. It's just loading the next next
Interesting.
spot.
Anything, everything.
How many people got laughed at, like game devs, like 10 years ago,
Like-
by bringing this up? It's like, hey, well, instead of maybe having a loading screen and having it be separate, why don't we just make it to where the character's just like running through like a basic environment?
That's always the same no matter what, and it's always preloaded. They're like, that'll never work, you idiot.
No, not the red salamanders. They give you herpes.
These ones are the worst. At least it's not the blue ones. They call the chlamydia. Herpes! It just screams herpes at you.
Lips full of fucking sores.
Like, I would be terrified if I was like seeing that.
Get away from my son! They give you herpes.
And Trey's like, Dad, don't let him touch me!
Daddy? Just looks, he got one sore on his lip.
No! My boy! Yeah, Trace, you dropped your guard, bro.
You can head through these channels when you're ready.
One gets away and it just cuts to the cutscene of him talking to his elder lords and like in the holes in the ground.
The boy.
Herps and sips, herps and derps.
Ah, herpity, herpity.
You never see these things again.
It's the third game. They're building up to it.
Yeah.
I still can't
Oh,
believe
man.
Mom led a whole rebellion here against Odin
Okay,
and never talked
let's get
There we go,
building.
another boat lord drop.
Yeah, no, like that's like another thing that's like super cool about this game that I liked in the first one. I'm glad they still do it. Is that like as they're like in this boat, they have like they probably have hundreds and hundreds, maybe not hundreds and hundreds, probably like 100, 200.
Just grab a skull out of the water.
Yeah, well, that if you go through the water where there's like glowy stuff, there's treasure underneath that. Trace grabs it. Of just like little interactions with characters that like you can be just floating around, and they'll just start talking, and you're like, man, that's just another really good way of building characters and making them feel like they matter and growing like accustomed to them. Oh yeah, Rawhide, Michael's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I come over, they got any rawhide. I was like, Michael, please, you're scaring my dog.
I like to chew on it.
So these are
All right,
wetlands, huh?
these are wetlands, huh?
Pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate. It's a bog.
The smell is making my eyes
It's like
burn.
it's a bog.
Has Kratos ever farted? Like on like in game?
Once, but they had to kill the man after.
Wait, what? Can it kill Kratos after?
No, Kratos had to kill the man that hurt him.
No, I said did Kratos
Yeah,
ever
and then
fart?
after somebody heard him fart, they killed it, so no one knows.
Oh god.
Like I feel like that joke wasn't that highbrow. I feel like
It was very I don't know where the string.
it was loosey goosey, right? It was a little bit. Maybe it was a little bit too much for you. I was
Here was
like,
a
fuck you.
I wonder if
You
me and
trying
Mom
to
ever
say,
met.
man?
He's like, I get all the highbrow jokes.
Hey, that's not cool. Stop being a ween.
Does that mean a ween, bro?
That's the one thing we got out of that recording. We
Dude.
call people weens.
Yeah,
Now.
for some reason, me and Michael have the worst luck when we record one of our other videos that we're doing on the channel called Black Mirror.
Or any time in general. We got here today for this session. Recorded some Let's movies, but it took maybe like 35 minutes getting everything set up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it takes. That was I don't know what that was. Like, well, no, we did figure it out. My computer's USB ports are taking a pooper on me. Or like maybe, or it could be my PSU, my power supply, where it's just like not getting enough energy to power
That
everything.
port?
Like I just, it just can't provide enough power equally to all my USB ports anymore.
So we gotta cut some resources away, you know. It's like
Yeah, which is I unplugged a bunch of stuff, and it seemed to start working. So maybe that's it.
That's my favorite part about this game. I was playing number 1. I just love these little islands where you have to find little runes and hit them with the axes, and they're in hidden places to
It's
unlock
fun.
stuff.
That's just like I don't know. New Horizon games do the same thing.
Horizon
where it's like,
Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn or what? Because it's like I think it's Horizon Zero, and then it's New Frontier Dawn, whatever. Either one.
Might be.
They do that really good, where it's basically like every game is just a little. Like, see this? They're teaching you a mechanic right here for later.
It's great. Whenever I play this, it's gonna be spoiled now. Oh, look at that!
You never get tired. You always find stuff, little things to explore, little things to find, and you would go to places and you get that. Oh shit! I gotta come back later. I don't have this item yet. And then like you get a new item and you get all fucking jazzed up because you gotta go search the entire world again.
You just killed those freaks. What mythological creatures were those? The fish people.
Oh, those aren't mythological people. That's just Tuesday.
Just Tuesdays.
Tuesday.
These are the people that got bit by the herpes lizards, and then the herpes turned into a greater disease. It petrified their skin.
Yeah.
You know what, Alex? I don't think you should own your asshole anymore. I think it needs to be revoked.
To rent it out.
It's like, son, I had him. You didn't have to do that. Dad, you needed my help. I needed to do the thing where I go behind them and try to choke them with my belt. No.
I was hoping that I could do like a thing with them, but. Alright, there it is. Yeah.
Chop chop.
Oh, that's where I keep my belly button.
Wait, I'm holding in a poop.
Alright. Alright.
Stomp, stomp on them haters. Stomp, stomp on them haters. Haters don't like me. See you later.
Alright, Michael. Have you played the other God of War games?
Yeah, like 1, 2, and 3.
Are you familiar with them?
Yeah. I mean, not really. I mean, I played them. I beat them when I was a kid, man.
Alright. So, I want you to think about this for a second.
Okay.
Really put some thought into it. Out of all of the God of War games, as you know, in every God of War game, it basically every time you beat like a main boss, you get a cool new weapon. It's like the big thing.
Sure, yeah. I think the one scythe thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, would you say that'd be like the one you'd want?
Yeah, but actually, I think the hammer.
Turn the wheel up here.
The huge fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Is so fun to play with. I don't know if that's aesthetically what I would want.
I can't think of like what game that's from, but yeah, the hammer was cool.
Because you just feel so strong, and it's like such a different style than whatever weapons you've had up to that point. Where it's like slow, but fucking like, you feel the hits.
Yeah, like boom, 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 boom. Look at this. Look, he says right here. Atreus says it right now.
Oh wow, nice job getting it to lower exactly where we need it.
Little wink at the camera. I've always wanted Hercules' gauntlets.
Oh yeah, yeah, those are cool.
I just
They're
remember,
like lions.
yeah, they're basically just like big, like fucking things that you put on the hands, and they're like lions' heads, and he like can pop them out and like do like other like elemental damage. I was like, damn, that is
cool.
wildly cool.
Weird that Thimble
Just really stylistic at the time, you know. I was like, dang, that's interesting.
I mean, to be honest, that the frozen axe is pretty fun. It's really fun.
I mean, I can't. That's what I was gonna say. I can't really include these two games because, like, you get the Blades of Chaos, obvious win, but the Leviathan axe is something else, man. Like that is such a. The Leviathan axe is just super cool. It's
And you don't even think as a weapon. It's such a tool. Like it's used in so many ways. Like everything else is like a weapon.
Yeah, and you know, worst case scenario, even if you're not killing anything, still got an
A
axe.
drink from the dew of the world tree. Could you imagine living in like a very just like alive brim filled to the brim with magical world like this?
I know,
Where
dude.
every couple feet. Is
No
like
wonder
something...
society hasn't really progressed anywhere. Everything's just a freaking nightmare.
It's like, first of all, you took like a tier from the world tree down there, but then if you walk this way, there's a bunch of like lizard people like huddled around a piece of poop that they're eating.
Yeah, no, because in real life, if they're like, oh, you need to drink a dewdrop from the world tree, you'd probably go insane, just like, ah!
You know what's cool? Cool thought. Obviously, this wasn't purposeful, but if you think deeply about this whole thing, there's people that live in this world, and you know this like. There's probably legends in villages like, well, if you go to these lands, the bog, and there's these fish people, you can drink from the world tree from these dewdrops. For us, though, for Atreus and Kratos, they're just doing around, just like chopping away, just like, oh, look at this shit.
They're like dead sprinting through life, and they just say, "What is that? Drink it!" Okay. Like,
yeah, when in all actuality, this is like a year-long legend where like not many people could do this at all.
Yeah. I like the idea, like, you know, that this game, kind of like how like the Lord of the Rings, you wouldn't get this, but like the Lord of the Rings takes place over like, you know, years and years and years. I like to think that this game takes place over a long period of time. So it's like, oh yeah, they're not just like, you know, freaking dead sprinting through reality to get all this done. It's like oh, that's a normal pace. Like, it takes a year to do this. That would make sense.
I mean, it could be going. I mean, because when they get there, there could just be an action mode, like, hey, you know, we don't have time to fuck around.
Yeah, but we fuck around so much. Because like if you I'm trying to think on my playthrough, or the one that I'm still doing, I think that they've only slept like twice. So it's like they only had like
there's got to be like some sort of like jumps in time that aren't really addressed, right?
No,
everything's so fluid, like it's just
everything's just like bam, bam, bam. Like Kratos doesn't
like
really sleep.
Fantasy, you know, like gods don't fucking sleep, dude.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm trying to keep our options.
I wish I had that energy.
Let's just keep moving.
Oh yeah, every once in a while they think of like, hey, what would be kind of like a fun wish to do that's like not like one of the obvious ones, and you got to have like a wish. Kind of a fun wish to be like, oh, I wish to have like the physical capabilities of like an assassin from Assassin's Creed or something like that. Because like they could climb on their fingertips infinitely. You know how much body endurance and strength you would have to do that?
What's this guy doing?
So, if you try and attack them from the front, they will try and run away from you. So you gotta walk back and put it in their back.
Oh, and you get a special little jewel. Haha. I needed to do that to do this.
Or same thing with this. It's like, oh, I wish I had like a Kratos's like endurance, like not even his strength, just like his endurance in life.
It'd be cool as if
like he never has to stop.
Like you could do this where you could like, I wish that I didn't have to sleep and I always felt like the best state, like the best kind of like I'm not even thinking about running out of.
I wish I could run my body at 100% with no downside at all times.
No sleep. I don't need anything. I'm always on, and I'm never.
Well, that's kind of like your.
tired.
That's kind of like a. It's like Adam's Wish from our D&D campaign, but just like I wish I could be like that all the time. I'm in my prime all the time.
Or even if it's not that far, even just like going through your life, aging. You're now that you don't have to sleep, you've lived longer than most people.
You double your time basically.
Yeah. So it's like that's cool.
Actually, probably honestly, I would say probably more than doubled because like think how much time that like you spend in a day. Where you're not really sleeping, but like you're tired, so you like are doing nothing.
Yeah.
You're just hanging out, just kind of relaxing, whether it be mentally or physically. But if you did not have to do that,
yeah, it's basically the world's your freaking oyster.
Yeah, like you get to use all 24 hours.
Yeah, just do whatever the fuck you want. And then if you didn't get tired, that means that you could exercise to whatever ability you would want to. Your body, it would have a hard time like figuring out what your body, like to the extent, because you wouldn't hear it complaining at all. So you can be like
I
tearing
would,
yourself up.
I would say by the Wish standards, man, you might be able just to like
The pressure will turn the wheel.
not even worry about it. I think you might be able to just be like, oh, I got it. It's cool. Like if your body's always running at 100%, you can just like not worry about like
Oh, if your body's running, yeah, I guess when I say never feel tired, that means that you never feel like you're tired. That's like that means your brain doesn't understand that it's, you know, I don't know. You'd have to be more specific. Look at that frog, dude. See the frog?
frogging, dude.
It's dope.
Oh, I need to do this.
Oh, Alex has already been this place, and now he doesn't know what to do again. This is
How dare I?
this is unimpressive, man.
There's still the other chain to pull. How are we gonna get to it?
Yeah, we gotta
Kratos, chill out.
Block's coming down.
Now we gotta do.
I think I need to do this. No, it's
Well,
okay. While that's done, I'm gonna do this, and then jump,
Is there something else we can hit?
and then I need to break that thing.
oh,
There it is.
oh, hey!
And then that way I can come over here, pop up.
You know, we're playing the Black Mirror, and we thought
Pop
that
up.
guy was the puzzle master. No, Kratos.
Oh,
Kratos
Kratos
is
is
the
the
puzzle
puzzle master. Oh, I gotta. Yep. I'm the puzzle master now.
Very highbrow. You should collect others to find.
Oh, you know, it'd be really kind of a cool wish. It'd be really cool to be like, I wish, to like go to the digital world. I think that'd be a fun one.
Well, you'd have to have an established digital world
With a
in
digivice.
place.
With a digivice.
Well,
It's like I wish to go to the digital
If I
world.
get 3 wishes, first wish, I
Okay.
wish the digital world existed from Digimon, and they're like, all right, that's one. I wish
traveling to other lands.
in the, or is it, oh no, I wish that the digital world from Digimon existed and you don't age in it. Got it.
Just for the history,
All right.
obviously.
I wish for a Digimon, and I'm a Digidestin. All right, cool. Third one, I wish I was in my physical prime. Great. Go there forever.
What's your last wish?
Just fuck off. Just fuck
I
off
wish
and leave
all the
world.
Digimon wanted my dick and I could fuck them.
Okay, you just took that in a really, really weird way.
So let me get this straight. You want the Digi world to exist?
To be your
But you
harem.
want-
You want the Digimon world just to be your harem?
Yeah, dude. But I want all the Digimon to like be like
Smoking,
furry.
smoking hot.
Yeah, dude. So they have like
You get in
the
there's an
best bodies.
There's like an Agumon with just like, I like the idea that like they do it, but like they make them all dudes. So
Yeah.
you're like not into it. You're like no. You go in there, there's like a really jacked 6-pack Agumon with a huge dong. No.
I can't help it. I'm infatuated with you.
We have to bone.
No.
No, I don't wanna.
Wow. Now this looks like a city.
Yeah.
I'm gonna digivolve your asshole. That guy runs like,
Oh no! Did you move?
Oh. They're running
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Can you take this?
Yeah, I'll handle it. You go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna drink some water first, and then go pee pee. I'm gonna get away from this cloud.
So gassy in here, man. I don't know what happened.
How's that for us though?
Is that the birth of the star?
Lady Gaga, is that you?
Why is everybody hiding?
I'm your big fan. Follow you until you love me. Oh yeah, Gimli. Oh, Gimli, come on in. If we can get my cat to come to the video, that'd be phenomenal. Well, it's the family cat. He likes my wife more than me, but
We talked to you for
I don't hold it against him.
There'll be no help, to be sure.
Though I should. He's a little bit. You know what? In his defense, though,
Is that a statue of Odin?
I am a
Really love
a loud, bumbling idiot. So there've been many times when we've like crashed into each other. So he probably thinks that I'm just like a hazard to be around, which is like, you know, fair. Not that I agree. I just, you know, I'm not gonna hold it against him. He's just a little guy. He doesn't know the difference.
What is it, dwarf?
All right, Sindri, hook me up with that new item.
Came back here at least once before
That's like the thing about there's something just so satisfying about like having a puzzle
then they'd have mouths.
that you know that you need to solve and you don't know how to solve it, or you do not have the key to do this. And then just like later in the game you get that item like that's I get that like that scenario of like satisfaction from this. Just him like doing this with the bow, and now I can like, you know, F up these little green things. But it's the first one, so.
Taking advantage of
How's Gimli?
certain materials
He's chilling. He's in the zone.
structural sensitivity to sonic
Well, he likes your coat enough, he should like you.
Yeah, I don't understand
to try for quite some time.
why he likes the coat. It just smells like me.
Thanks for
And maybe a couple of my animals.
It's something fluffy on the ground, dog. That's bad.
That's true. Probably just thinks it's a carcass.
I find
He's like sleeping in it.
these things
Well, you know what it is? It's like you ever seen those photos online where it's people and they just like have an open room
Oh, dude.
and then they take a small towel and they lay it flat on the ground and the cat would come and like just lay on the small towel on the ground.
Yeah.
They just see the difference and they're like,
I don't want to.
yeah, that's it right there.
That's aesthetically pleasing. So we just got our bowstring imbued with what? What did he do? The hair of something?
It's a different thread.
Okay.
That is some good propel.
Let it
And boom.
propel you in this next puzzle.
And then this lets us to
Now we can do a special reverberation or special
I'm
bong.
aiming. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
well, it certainly
Oh, sonic arrows now.
creepy crawlies in need of a lair.
How was I supposed to know they were there?
Oh, no, I want to open it.
Take care of these herp derps.
I'm like, oh god, they're coming!
This is these fast little creatures just intent on giving a herpes.
Yeah. This one's for the hive.
Okay,
I'm gonna spread the news.
Sterling,
All right, boom, and slam it.
any idea where the tavern is?
Slam it and jam it, baby. Let's go.
Thank goodness there's just a bunch of like
Best of luck.
tombs and treasure chests around
Seems
here
like
for us to
neither
just
layer is
pillage
locked down
constantly.
because
That is like the funny part about this game. It's like, man, you walk through like people's homes sometimes in this game, and like there's just like treasure chests. You just walk up, you punch it, and you like walk away. But they're like, who's gonna say anything to you?
This is like a dwarven city.
Yeah,
but there aren't any guards patrolling.
gotta read the subtitles, Mike.
Threat.
I know it's hard because it is like, you know.
I am reading. Just said something for the audience, you know, to
I gotta come back. I got a new item. I gotta come back and get that.
oh the steam vent
Yeah.
or
I
the
wasn't kidding about
busted
the
up
structural
chimney
sensitivity.
thing.
Yeah, I guess I don't know actually how to come back here though.
You gotta click your heels together.
I want to be here. Oh, whoops. Get him! I'm free! No! I was just free! Ugh.
So we're just like the pest control right now for these dwarves. They all like went away. They're like, oh, he's got things covered. We'll just let him have this.
Yeah, they're like, man, this city's really on the shit. The insects here all have herpes.
They're salamanders, Alex.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Michael. God forbid I miscategorize the animals in the game.
That's why I know you don't care about animals.
I don't.
Nope.
You've caught me, Michael. I want them all to be eaten by my hand. What a sick fuck.
I understand. You look at it. You look at a chinchilla or an Arctic fox.
And I just see dinner.
You know, you look at a fennec fox, yeah, and all you see is like, I want to know what that would taste like if I boiled it. Boiled
Boiled meat? Michael, come on. I
serve it in a soup.
smoke it.
Smoke it.
I ain't fucking boiling no meat in this household. You know what's funny?
What?
And I'm gonna admit this. So the first time I played through this game, I had no idea how to progress through. I was so fucking lost. I was in this area for like a half an hour because I didn't like see that this card had these little white things on. Just be like, yeah. And I'm admitting that on camera. That's something that you're gonna get for free.
Yeah. I love this this decor around here, just the pumpkins and.
It's very fall.
Yeah.
You don't want to intimidate him. You're tall as
Oh my God.
You have a severed head on your head.
That one's a little bumpy.
None taken.
All right,
Point though.
let's go.
Right into the darkness. We're just gonna walk in.
That's him.
Gonna take a second to load in.
Oh yeah, this guy, just jamming.
Watch yourselves.
Apparently there are intruders about. Yeah, that's me.
Oh.
But I don't care.
I think.
I'm the most charismatic
Planning on killing
dwarf
him.
in town.
At least let me finish this song.
Oh, you're the intruders.
That alarm wasn't just the
I just shit my pants.
We're just looking for a friend of ours named Derlin.
well, we both know that's not true.
All right, dude, you're a little rude here.
Friends left.
I like how like all the buildings are like
Back way there.
to this guy. These ceilings
Just across
beautifully high. For us,
Don't go making
Kinda
trouble
cramped.
for the rest of
crap.
us.
I'm hunched a little bit. I feel
While you
like
travel through this realm, maybe you
maybe you could
clean up
learn to
the
clean up the
head's
head's mess
What mess? Later, brother.
later, brother.
Yeah, if everybody was dwarven size, if you think about it, if instead of making people optimal, like a gene, like messing with their genes, we should make all people have like the little person gene.
Oh, so Michael, are you thinking that you just
Solve world
saw
hunger.
Downsize recently?
Sorry, one more.
Oh yeah, that one movie or the TV series.
Yeah. No, it's a movie.
Is it?
Yeah, it's about the one with Matt Damon where they shrink them. It's like they figure out how to do shrink technology and they just start shrinking everyone down
Oh yeah, that's right.
to save on resources.
Yeah.
They're like $1 here is like thousands of dollars in real world.
As long as your heart desires.
True, you can get one cheese it. It'll feed generations.
Which you know why that's so funny? That's absolutely wrong.
Why?
Think about this for a second.
Compass. Now, scale
In a small world, and to make a small house, and to have small piping, small electrical systems, all those things to be tiny. Like, unless they're making full-size houses and then shrinking them down, you know how fucking difficult it would be to wire a house when the house's wires are smaller than the tip of your fingernail?
Well, I guess the thing of the matter is like there'd have to be some giants in the world still that would be able to facilitate such a place where the homes don't really have to be too functioning, like heat and stuff like that, since the place that the city would be contained in would have its own little heat dome, you know? Like it would always be a controlled temperature because the giants would make sure that you don't have to worry about making sure you have heat. The electricity would be like not as
You would
crazy.
need electricity at least, though. I mean, I totally get where like heating and cooling would be an easy one because
water. You wouldn't need to.
you would absolutely need water if you want to have water piped into your house that you have, your small house. Unless you're imagining that these people are going to be living like farmland, like farmers, where they just have to walk up to the old mini water trough to get their water.
I would do it for trading, whatever.
Like if the equivalent lifestyle is equivalent to what we have now, think of like a house like this,
I saw a dog
but
back there.
like how hard would it make it if they had to make it mini? I mean, impossible.
Just 3D print.
Can't 3D print wires into a home. You can't. Well, you probably could 3D print piping.
Yeah.
For sure. But like
The wiring would just,
Building just past
just
the
get a
stop
machine to
sign.
fucking do it. Build a machine and it'll be able to do it in assembly. Have every house look the same unless you want to do it yourself. Then you could buy. Then those mini people can buy special wirings and stuff like that to do it themselves.
yeah, like that would have to be the thing. Like they'd have to like make
They were my idea.
like that's maybe we're just picking apart the flaw of the logic in the film. That like there's no way that it would cost less money to make all the things that movie had available, but tinier. They'd have to.
I mean, it would in the long run because to make the technology up front to create give such things would be a lot of money to make a machine that would be able to produce
But if you
all
don't
this
wanna look
stuff.
for now,
But then once that's
there are other
done,
places
the
that
material
open gate
needed
to
to do such things
Mhm.
would be much less.
Yeah, I would say that that would be the hard part is finding a way to
so which
Like,
way do we go? We could prepare more.
think of it like this for a second.
Up to you.
In the movie, the people were like, "But what small is that bottle cap?" The proportional difference between you right now and the size of a wire, and then you at this size, and this now that wire that you have is about like that same proportional like difference would be so small. Maybe it's the dummy in me. I just can't imagine what it would take to even make something like that small.
But you also got to think like the building could be done to accommodate the ease of stuff that you could use to build houses. So like, for all we know, we wouldn't need to have tiny wires that would have to be the way we use wires. We use wires very, like, you know, we don't have a lot of stuff. We don't want to use a lot of copper. You want to use a lot of material. Like, we're very frugal with the stuff. But now that we're so big, we have this stuff, we don't have to make them tiny. We can just have big-ass wires that hook up to things that split off for just a little bit to do separate lighting here, whatever they need.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a mini house, those big ass wires would be as big as the house.
Yeah, be fine.
So then, like, that really would. you think you're scared about walking outside when there's a power line down? Could you imagine if like you had like that TV in front of you was one gigantic power line above your head at all times? Oh yeah, that powers my entire neighborhood.
Yeah. It's just I mean, also making digital stuff like you'd have to have micro screens.
That would have to be like the type of thing where they would make big and then make small. Like that's what they would have to do like in the beginning until they could figure out some sort of crazy technology to make the small things like that. They would just have to make it big and then shrink it down, and then at that point, they're not saving any money on cost of making it. So it would be just as expensive if it was, you know, made and bought big. So this is the old. He led a revolution, and Odin beat his ass with Faye, his wife. Mm-hmm.
This looks like the actor who played Shmi, Captain Hook, or a Hook movie.
Kind of does, doesn't he?
Could have been played by Danny DeVito too.
We could have answers on how to stop Odin, and free Svartalfheim from the Aesir.
Now, I'm not in the business of crossing the All Father anymore.
That's right. Stay with the All Father.
Right, before you go.
Oh my God!
You see this creature on my shoulder? This used to be my wife. Odin
Still
triggered.
is.
We have a good knife.
This is Squidmon. Welcome to my digital land.
Take this.
Tight dash.
What is it?
A fine. Code violation for improper transport of a rotting head. 2 demerits for speaking the All Father's given name. And, for fucking up my desk.
A fine?
This
That's
one
right.
Kratos just goes, Kadoosh! Yeah, I can fuck it up more if you want.
He's like, oh wait, so I'm already getting the fine for fucking up the best? Yes.
Get out of my office.
I might as well fuck it up more. That'd be like my thing. Like if someone was like being a dick and like, oh, you know, you fucked up my desk, so that's a fine. I was like, well, I'm already gonna get the fine. I might as well just really go to town on this thing.
So it makes your, accusation a little bit more realistic.
Oh.
It's like, oh well, here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Get out. Tracy's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna go fuck all the way off.
When Atreus start getting acne and stuff.
Yeah, there's one very funny vocal line where he's like, I think my beard's coming in. Crazy's like, oh yeah, is it? Yeah, look at it. It's like right here. My chin's really itchy. Sure that's not dirt?
Thanks. Shield bash. Acid spray. I wish that guy just talked before every move.
Just like Cheetah. Cheetah. You'd get that joke if you guys watched our Let's movies here.
Yep. Brahmastra. Go watch it.
Yeah, and watch it in real life. It's a fun movie to watch. Super entertaining. thought I was about to do a combo right there, but
These creatures are troublesome. I mean, they do announce their attacks before they do it, yes, but they're just
Fury Swipe!
they're just constantly breeding down there that we cannot control them.
You just hear.
I'm thrusting. I'm thrusting. I'm receiving.
I'm receiving.
Yeah.
They're all males.
Now I will attack you with my left claw.
Wait, what? It's a murder scene. I'm lying. I'm lying. Officer, I don't know what happened to my husband.
See the Hogwarts Legacy gameplay?
No, I haven't. What do you think of it?
I don't know. It looks really good. Like the Hogwarts castle looks super fucking awesome. And like the world and the graphics look really cool. But I am concerned with, and I did watch another video, some guy talking about it too. You ever watch Wolfheart? Or Wolf? He talks about Baldur's Gate a lot.
No.
Like Baldur's Gate 3? No. Anyways, I watch him sometimes, but he's talking about Harry Potter, and he raised the same concerns that I did when I watched the actual video of the devs talking to him.
It was like, he raised the same concern I did after I watched this video. So odd.
No. But, they had a fan there with them that was playing the demo. That was like a super Harry Potter fan on YouTube, so they just like invite him. It's like, oh, sure. And he was playing it, and he had questions at the end, and he was like, is there going to be, so what am I going to be able to do in my leisure, you know? What's a leisure activity here at Hogwarts and stuff like that?
Yeah, like besides like the missions you have set up.
And they didn't have a good answer. The guy like took it from there, but he the thing that he said wasn't, he didn't say anything. He just said, it was like, well, you know, you're going to go around and be doing missions. Basically. So,
Yeah.
I don't know where to go from there.
He's like, you've taken my breath away.
So, like, it looks like a great game, but I don't know if there's going to be a lot of, like, filler. Like, good enough, like, stuff to...
Like, it's no God of War.
Yeah. God of War, at every turn, you could, okay, there's a chest over there, I want to unlock it.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. You know, this game has, like, a 22-hour campaign, which is huge. And then it has, like, 10 hours of other shit you can do.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, though. The Harry Potter games is like, oh, if you see it, you can go to it. So it's literally an open world.
So, like, I was going to say, like most open world games.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll see stuff off in the distance that you can't access.
Yeah, that's fair. And, like, I'm thinking that, like, my whole hesitation with the whole Harry Potter game, one, I think it's very funny that a game known for its, like, cultural insensitivities, we'll say, and like some of their themes being a little bit like questionable, and especially with their author kind of being in like a real negative limelight, them making a game
that deserves a flack.
I think that when you are a public figure, and
I've heard this take.
Yeah, if you're a public figure and you want to have like opinions that can be considered derogatory in certain ways to certain groups of people, if you want to express those opinions, that's great, but you got to understand that there are going to be negative consequences to that. She could have lived her entire life just being like, you know, super chill and build on it. And if you have like opinions that you know that don't kind of like follow the kind of like the way society is starting to grow forwards and stuff like that, like,
I mean, I get you, but I guess if you want to like take that same sentiment and turn it, it's kind of similar to like, oh well, if she was dressed like that, she's basically asking.
yeah,
it's kind of similar to that, where it's like it's
not
not true. You know, unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. So yes, she dressed like that. Maybe there was a guy that was obviously a fucked up person that saw her as a sexual object and did something. Then yes, unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. Just like this situation, unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world where you could be a celebrity and say whatever you want, and people will still say, well, they're not celebrity. They're not only celebrities; they're humans. They can say what they want, have freedom of speech.
Right. Yeah. And I guess I would say that, like, at the end of the day, you know, you want to make comments that for the most part
Attack a community.
just kind of attack like a big part of her community, like a big part of the community that subscribes like to the Harry Potter fandom and stuff like that are probably a good, I would say that at some point there were probably a lot of trans
There's a
people in
bunch
that
of
community.
lot that are not either.
A lot, but like
Much of that.
yeah, but like you kind of like being derogatory towards a group of people is just kind of crappy, even if you're not you know,
And most
famous.
people are on the side of these people, you know. So
Yeah.
not only you could have had like maybe less than 1%, because there's only less than like 1% of the population in general that is transgender.
Yep.
So even if it was like 0.2%
Yeah.
of your population, there's still like probably almost 40% of America or more that believe heavily and will fight for trans rights.
Yeah, and you got to think it's not even like just like America either. It's like even if you want to take that broader and be like globally speaking, you know, Harry Potter's a global franchise. You want to take that percentage, you want to broaden that out. It just you're kind of being really derogatory to a group of people, which is crappy, and you shouldn't do that, even if you're not like a famous person. That's
It's not dead, dude.
no. I mean, I don't remember if it's that or not. But yeah, no. So at my point of what I was saying was, I think it's very funny that
Oh my god.
that this person and like the themes and like herself and the whole game is about you squashing a slave rebellion, which is hilarious. Like no one thought that through. Or and if they did, they were like, "This is gonna be great." Oh shit! I got so stressed. I just pushed one out.
Yeah, I guess. You said the game was about that?
Yeah, the game is about the what do they call them? They're not. What's Dobby? He's not a troll or a gnome. He's a house elf. So it's about an elf rebellion, and elves in that world are basically slaves.
Yeah. So you think that she...
Like that? So that Perry?
I did. So you think that the fact that she has like a weird like red pill take on transgender that means that she shouldn't be like anti-slavery?
I'm saying that it's when she should 100% be anti-slavery. Everyone should be anti-slavery.
Yeah, that's common.
But I think that for a franchise, right, who
Shoots him right in the hand.
has like all of this like history where people have critiqued a lot of the fact that a big part of negative part that people don't like about the Harry Potter books is that how they kind of casually accept slavery in those books. House slaves.
Yeah, it is a world that exists. It's a fantasy world that has issues that make it interesting.
And but in our time period, it's not that it's viewed as an issue is kind of the issue. In that world, it's kind of like, oh yeah, got him. Like they just kind of accept that it's kind of just a part of the world, and they just said that like people just have house slaves here, which is elves, and people are like, hey, in our climate, I can see why in our like society climate, right? People might be like, yeah, maybe I don't want that out of my my media that I consume.
Then you're just being a ween, dude.
Maybe you're a real weak because you don't want slaves in your game.
It's not
man.
about wanting slaves. It's about like, okay, this is a made-up world. I don't have to compare my world to this world and be fucking like angry.
Right, and that's why I brought up the whole thing with J.K. Rowling kind of being funny. They're taking that aspect of it, who's already someone who's known to be against trans people. You already have a book series that people have criticized, kind of having a really weird point of view on like slavery, and then people being like, "Hey, that's a weird part of the book that
Because you're supposed to base your morality, your moral compass on a Harry Potter world.
No, you're supposed to. I would say that it's not that, but you're about to base your morality on it, but your media that you consume, it's not unheard of that you don't want some themes and trends in it to be more reflective of what we find acceptable in our society currently. That's not a weird thing to say. Oh well, as we continue through society and we change, our media should reflect that change as well.
But it's not like I think it's I think it's just not pertaining to this situation because it's not like the people that own these house elves were dicks, and it's not like
Harry?
it's, huh?
Harry?
Yeah, but he didn't want it, and eventually freed him.
No.
Somebody,
Not Dobby?
yeah, Dobby was
No,
freed.
no. Dobby was not his house elf. Later in the book, when he like gets all of the stuff from like House Black and he inherits all that, he inherits a slave and he never gets rid of that slave.
Well, maybe he just wants to work for
Hopefully
him. I don't
that's
know.
it. Keep going.
Maybe they just like to
I
be.
mean, there was one arc where he freed
Oh,
somebody, and
it's
then
like-
what?
Just a little to the left.
And then he just left all the other ones there.
Yeah, it's fine. I guess whatever.
That's it.
It's not like it's not. I just don't feel like it was specifically like, yes, slavery's fine.
Well, your complacency in the way that things are is accepting it, right?
Well, it shouldn't be like all the characters need to be perfect in your story either.
I'm not saying that they do. I'm saying that when you have I don't feel like I've ever gotten to really say what I've been trying to get out this entire time, because we keep conversating.
Okay.
The
so,
point of the matter is
we're
that
looking for tier
when you
because
make a story for a game and you're gonna be putting this much money, this much time, this much investment, and you're gonna be pushing it this hard, and you already are a part of a series that has these very specific critiques from their fan base, and they have all these issues with the author and her views and how that is processed, that game company should have had a little bit more fucking self-awareness than to make their storyline be about a you squashing a slave rebellion. I think that is just the most tone-deaf shit that anyone could have saw coming. That would
There's
people.
gotta be something else to it, right?
I don't know yet. You know what? There very well might be that we just don't know about, and we're just commenting on it. But from what the game has been described as, is that there is a elven rebellion, and people are, and the whole game is about you kind of stopping this elf rebellion.
Well, it could not only be an elf rebellion. It could be like them rebelling, but also being physically like harmful. Like, killing people.
They are. There is a thing that they are kind of like utilizing dark magic.
This big guy just comes out and is like, I'm gonna get you. And it's like, oh my god.
Kratos is like, I am done with this.
I'm the chopper. Just starts chopping away at him.
Yeah, like I'm sure that like once we play the game, and there'll be like more to it maybe, and they'll describe it more. But it's just like at this point, that doesn't. My point still stands because the whole thing is you're advertising this game to your fan base, and they just made the most tone-deaf storyline for their fan base. Like it just seems odd that they would choose that direction.
Well, it might be a strategy. I mean, J.K. Rowling and stuff like that, getting that kind of attention. It's like, why?
I would not love it, but I would think it'd be just like a wild turn of events if the entire game after they introduce the slave rebellion, it's they introduce like a bunch of evil trans characters in the game. Oh my god, we have to stop the evil dark He-She wizards.
They're using dark magic.
It's like these dark magic wizards aren't real. They're dark wizards that were men that turned themselves into women to go to the children's bathrooms. God, we gotta stop them.
It's not natural.
It's like, all right, J.K. Rowling did write this.
There's one thing to do magic. It's another thing to perform the unthinkable.
It's like, and then they want to be called women? My God. So,
I'm more red pill than Alex on that. I think
really just what it comes down to it is like, it's a marketing thing. I don't even want to come at it from like a leftist, red pill political side of things. If you have an audience, a very outspoken audience too. Like, let's face it, the Harry Potter audience, they don't shut the fuck up. They might as well be the My Hero Academia audience. They are very outspoken about beliefs they want. Like, it's not like it's a mystery of what your target audience would want out of a game. And so, like, if you are creating something and you are creating a piece of media, you want to be sold.
I understand what you're saying, but this might change your mind. Yeah, if you're up and coming story builder where you're trying to get your world off the ground, and you're like, I need to generate an audience and I need to be in their good graces because I want to get money and stuff. Yes, that might be the way you want to do it. But with an already such established franchise as Harry Potter is, and J.K. Rowling probably doesn't give a damn about any more money. So she probably doesn't care about like being like, I need to walk on eggshells around my community. She's just gonna say what she believes.
I think that you are going to I don't agree with that, only because you could say this about anything. If you consistently alienate the audiences that are going to be most likely to buy your product,
She doesn't care about the money though.
yeah, but I'm not talking about J.K. Rowling, because J.K. Rowling probably has no hand in the creation of this story. They probably gave.
You're talking about the game developers.
Yeah, the game developers and WB, whoever owns like Harry Potter rights and stuff like that, they gave them the rights to the game and all the stories and say, hey, just make a storyline out of it. If you continue to alienate their target audience, the people that are going to most likely buy your game, then you are going to fail. You are not going to be able to run a successful business off of that product and continue to get people to buy Harry Potter if every step of the way you have people screaming that they want this out of their Harry Potter world and you don't get that. I mean, pick a game franchise that died. I mean, it's not like a crazy thought experiment to say that people refuse to buy stuff like that when they have something they want. If they're not going to get it, they're not going to buy it. And that's why I think that it's kind of dumb that they're doing it like that, because they're just essentially alienating their target audience after multiple Harry Potter themed whatever they fucking internet bullshit's called where they have
Harry Potter theme. I know what you're talking about.
When they when it's like, oh well, there's
drama basically.
Yeah, drama. Thank you. Like, this is happening in the Harry Potter community. It's like, okay, well, might as well just throw another thing on the fire.
What about this though?
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm sure that this is not going to be a well thought out.
No, it is. It's funny.
Hear me out. I'm ready.
So you're told on Facebook, it's like, oh yeah, you and your friend, you guys went to the Grand Canyon, and they just shared a bunch of pictures on Facebook about you and your time at the Grand Canyon, stuff like that. And you're like, oh cool. You might not immediately check it out. You might be like, okay, that's fun. I was there and I loved that time with them, and I loved the Grand Canyon. Cool. I'll check it out later maybe. Versus, dude, your friend just went on a rant on how you're like the worst fucking friend and a piece of shit human being. And there's a video on Facebook right now. Like, what? You fucking kidding me? And you grab your phone immediately.
I think at a microcosm scale, where like a really small level, Michael, you nailed it. But that's not what we're.
I think everybody's gonna buy that game anyways, just to see how bad it is.
I think,
or at least watch it.
I think that people
Even
are
if you're
gonna.
pissed off
I think that there's gonna be a portion of people that are gonna buy it.
I don't think people have the power to just turn their cheek.
What I would say is, I think that there's gonna be more people who are like semi Harry Potter fans that are gonna buy it, who aren't like really like a part of the core audience that has been keeping the franchise in the main light for as long as it has. I for sure think that those people are gonna buy the game.
A bunch of trans enemies.
But I feel like what's gonna end up happening is that they're going to be those people that buy the game, but they're not going to really, they're not the diehard fans that are going to continue playing it over and over and over and over again, right? They're the guys that are going to play it a couple times and they're going to have fun and it's going to be a real cool experience, but they're going to probably play and then put it down later. Versus the people that you want to play it, which are the diehard people that really like the series and will continue playing it over and over and over and like bring them back.
How many people would probably care less about her beliefs on trans rights, but are not willing to vocalize it either? That are super mega fans of Harry Potter. It's easier to be on this side of the the left narrative and be like publicly outraged. Like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
Well, I think there's a difference between being publicly outraged and just like saying, hey, I think that people should be allowed to be who they want to be without someone being a dick about it. Like, I think that's more that's more what they're trying to get at versus
I don't think
agendas.
about what she. I don't know what she said actually to the T. I thought it was something. Did she say? Is she all about like preserving the American family?
No,
Or
she's
something
like the whole women are women type of thing.
Oh, well, technically, I agree that there's a difference between biological gender and whatever gender that you want to be.
We're not talking about like like your sex that you're born with. We're talking about gender, which is different.
I think they feel like she feels like, yeah, I think I know exactly what she's talking about because I remember the drama now. She's like saying that trans people are trying to take the role of women, but it's much more than just saying that you assume yourself as a woman, like pregnancy and all that stuff. And
see, and I don't really remember the exact quote, so I won't pretend to like know it, but like I just feel like it, like a lot of people think, and I know you think this, a lot of people look at like the left and like a lot of like liberal ideologies think, oh, it's all about like outrage and getting just pissed off and like cancel culture and shit like that. And I would say, yeah, sure, if you want to look at like the Twitter sphere and the fucking internet.
I think a lot of it is that.
And I think that the reason why why people say that is because that's like what's on the internet, and that's what most people are like reactive to. But then you got people like I would say me, which are probably more the majority of people, who just want to be like, hey, I believe that
Thanks, Sindri.
people should be whoever they want to be, and if that's what they like, they kind of feel like they are more comfortable in their skin if they identify as that, that's fine, and that's perfectly great, and you go live your life and enjoy it. And we're not out here, canceling people left and right, up and down and left and center, but like we believe that like, hey, if you're gonna be a D-bag about it, then yeah, you're a D-bag about it, and that's not cool. But like when you like have people like perpetuate, oh gosh, the Twitter mob is at it again. It's like, yeah, that's the Twitter mob. That's like that's a population of people on the internet that do this. Kind of like how we talked about like when we had that whole conversation about like women and stuff like that, and we had this whole conversation about like women and what they want and their standards, and I was like, yeah, those are the women that you see online and in YouTube channel and your media, but that's not like your normal person. That's not like that's not like the population that you're going to be interacting with. That's a small percentage of people that get light on the internet because they're good for views. They're crazies.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really navigate the internet and not feel polarized in whatever way.
It's made to polarize. Like people make content on the internet to polarize other people. Like that's like their fucking goal. It's the weirdest thing.
In one way, in one aspect, you could be like, just like how you said, well, if they want to be that, I'm not going to stop them. Blah blah blah. Sure, it's a free country. Do what you want. But then you have other people that are exposed to certain content that makes it seem, well, it's not just like, ooh, yeah, let them fly free like butterflies. They're not butterflies. They're demanding the world to change around them. People think. And I agree with some things. I don't think it's too drastic. But, like, they want to use the same bathrooms as women or same changing rooms as women. Like, born women. And at what point are you going to say in their transition? But your
big part of that you don't feel good about that is because you feel the idea that there's going to be someone who's going to be, like, going in there and, like, doing, like, sexually deviant acts,
or
correct?
even not having bottom surgery, just having a penis around little girls that their parents might not wanted them to see that.
Yeah, but like
in a perfect world, yes,
they're not gonna see it though. They're in stalls.
What? No, changing rooms, like locker rooms, gym rooms.
I would, and that's.
It's not bathrooms. It's like this has happened. Like there's just trans women that go into the changing rooms, and they're kind of like walking around. And
I guess I would say that that's definitely like a conversation that needs to be had for like, that's a conversation that needs to be had about the way that there's like etiquette for changing rooms and like things like that. But I don't think that that's a bigger. I wouldn't call that a commentary on how we should treat or let people live their lives. Like, we're saying, okay, well, hey, you can use this bathroom, but understand that there's children here, and you should.
So hide the pee-pee?
Yeah, if you got to think about like what, it's like what is child appropriate. You wouldn't like if you had like a little girl, you probably wouldn't want to be like walking around with your junk out, even if you're a girl. Like, oh well, they've seen it before. Yeah, they've seen it before, but is it really appropriate to be naked around a child that's not yours?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a different thing.
I think it is when it's different when it's your child. Like if you're a mother and a daughter, you know, that's one thing. They're your child. You breastfed them. You raised them. You've been around them. You showered them. You bathed them. You taught them how to go up through these lives. It's a little different when it's not your freaking kid. Put some clothes on. There's no reason that you need to be naked around someone else's kid, regardless if you're a woman. Because by that same logic, then you should be thinking, okay, well, should I, what about, what about like lesbians? Would it be okay for a lesbian to be in a changing room naked around a girl?
Well, the thing is that I don't really
that's why I feel like
do the thing about sexually people taking advantage of that environment and sexually getting something out of it. I'm more so being like, oh, there's children around. They might see the opposite sex genitals. And maybe their parents thinks that that's something that they probably shouldn't be exposed to at their age.
Yeah,
I don't do the sexual thing, because that's very few in between, I'm sure.
And I feel like feel like maybe if that's the case, then maybe it's up to the parent on that end to say, hey, I'm going to go into a changing room where I know that there might be the chance that somebody is trans or something like that in there, because this is a bathroom that, you know, this is the female changing room, so that might be something that happens. Maybe I should be more prepared myself to maybe set it up in a way that my child wouldn't be exposed to that, versus saying that no one else. Like, why wouldn't it just fall on the responsibilities of the parent to help their child avoid that situation, versus saying, hey, everyone else should move around the idea that my child might be.
Actually, the majority would have rule over that, right? You're saying everyone else.
Right. Well,
but like, it just depends on how many people have a problem with it in America.
Right, and that's the thing. Like the
majority of people aren't trans. So.
Yeah, the majority aren't trans, but at the same time, majority aren't. I guess it just seems weird to say that, like, hey, an adult can't do something because there might be an opportunity that my child might see this adult there. Well, it's like, okay, well, wouldn't it be more appropriate for maybe you just say, hey, my child, I don't want them in a public changing room because of this situation.
I mean, it gets kind of just like, if you give an inch, things can get out of hand, because just like the one Canadian trans woman teacher, the woodshop teacher with the humongous boobs.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing. It's like, well, that's what she wants.
But I would say that's kind of crossing that line that we're talking about.
I mean, you have to define the line, and you can't really.
Yeah,
if you allow.
I'm saying that the line is that this is something that is imposed. It's imposing something that no one else has. Like, that teacher is making a choice to do something, and she's forcing that on the majority of people around her.
But women have big boobs sometimes.
Okay, well, if you saw the photos, you know that maybe the issue isn't just the fact that they're large.
I just think that once you say that, hey, that's over the top, you really have to look at what you've already allowed and why that is over the top. When actually, if you're giving freedom in this one regard, you have to extend the freedom.
Yeah, and I'm saying that, like, you can extend freedoms in certain areas because of the fact that hey, that we don't get that item for a real fucking long time. You can extend that freedom, and that freedom can be a great thing, but at the same time, look at another freedom and say, hey, that's inappropriate for children. Just like you know, maybe saying, hey, it might be inappropriate for my child to be in a public changing room. I'll tell you what. When I was a young kid and I was a boy, I didn't really fucking want to have to go in and see dong at the fucking public change room either.
My grandpa, he was just like,
they force shit on you.
Yeah, well, just like, stop being such a ween.
And exactly. So it's like,
and I understand. I guess I understand a little bit.
Guy or girl, it can be a little fucking. It can be not a little, but it can be very uncomfortable to be in a public change room in general.
I mean, sometimes it's like it's a give and take. Sometimes kids' instincts, you want to actually nurture them and be like, okay, it's coming from a place that I should learn from them right now and respect their boundaries. But also, you can't just let a kid dictate what they want all the time and understand, like, be uncomfortable all the time and give in and be like, okay, you're right. You don't need to be in here. Because then they're never going to develop certain things.
And it very well could be just a thing where it's about teaching the kid, hey, you know,
everybody's got them. Everybody's you.
It's like we're all human beings. Some have this, some have this, and that's just the end of the conversation.
And here, okay, so that's figured out. That's under the water. But there are a lot of trans people that say that you're anti-trans when you don't want to date them or find them attractive. That's another issue.
Yeah, and I would say that issue we've talked about very at length. We're not very at length because we kind of both agree with it. I think that it's effed up to try and force your opinion on other people in a way that is something that they can't affect. I can't affect the fact that you're trans, and I accept that you're trans. It's great that you're trans, but I can't affect what I'm sexually attracted to, and so then
why don't you want to fuck me?
You should. That person should accept that. Like that's like the whole. We've had that conversation. We're already on the same page of it.
And then there's another thing. I think it's there's a couple other ones, but there's another issue with the whole thing. It's a popular one to be like enraged at from the right. Just like imagine we were teenagers up in this like now in this social climate.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be very popular to when you're going through that who am I sexual identity stage.
Mm-hmm.
To sometimes feel like you want to be part of a tribe.
Yeah, I remember. You've already thrown this one at me. Yeah,
it's like right now, like I don't even know what I would do in this situation. It's like I would probably be a lot more loosey goosey with my sexuality, or maybe it would force me to rethink things that maybe I don't actually believe in. And then they're also taking back the line of like when they could say that they want surgeries or start transitioning or stop stuff, which can be very detrimental.
Yeah, because going back and forth is a really rough thing to happen to a person. It's not like a quick switch over and all of a sudden everything's back to the same thing. I would say that for me, I'll disinfect my tools. I personally think that if you want to
go, age that you should be able to do it.
I think that probably like 18.
You think 18?
I think
that's when most of the hormones would have taken their effect.
Yeah, but like I've met people who have transitioned hormonally after that point, and they're happy with the process. But I think
could have been better.
At that point, you got to think to yourself, if we want to think of it from a perspective of like, hey, we want to make sure that we're protecting, children who might be in that situation where they're kind of going through something, they're not really quite sure, they're looking for like a place to be a part of. And I'm not going to speak on like what percentage of actually that is, like what percentage of people actually go through that, and that's something that they dealt with. I don't know. So I won't comment on it like I do.
Cool comments.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that for the waste one too. It's the Risen Snow. Yeah. Oh yeah, sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So the very minimum we can do is say, hey, you know what? You're an adult now. If that's the decision you want to make, that is your responsibility. That's in your hands now. Go for it.
18 for sure. I feel like they could do that. Or, I don't know. We just decided that 18 was the number, but whatever. Whenever they feel that they're adults. Whenever we think that they can make decisions for themselves at this point.
Yeah, I just feel like that's like, that's a good age. Just be like, hey, you are you now. If that's what you want to do, go. I support at that point. Let them go through life and make their own decisions, whether that be good or bad. That's something that they can do.
You know why I think I'm just like so like, I'm not even anti because I'll talk about it, but I usually side on the side of just like, I don't really care too much about it, but I understand the complaints.
Yeah, I
also understand the positives.
You fall more on the not okay than I think the okay, because like interior you don't agree and you don't like it, but on the outerior you just don't. I don't feel like you want to ever put enough like that much energy into the conversation where you actually care about it that much. You kind of like fall somewhere in the middle right there, for my personal perception, is what I would say.
I think I agree with them wanting to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
For sure. But issues like sports, same league sports, maybe some changing room situations.
We still got to figure that one out.
And just a bunch of the hard issues that are like problems that arise from this. I do tend to be like, well, I do see that that's justifiable to bring up. I don't think it's something that you should just be like, hey, respect them right off the bat.
Yeah,
So.
I think that it's less about like saying like, in my personal experience on the internet, I don't get a lot of people, like I ignore the people that just say, hey, respect them no matter what. I don't agree with that. I think that the only reason why I really agree is because I've listened to people who you know, talk on the subject, who are able to talk on it from a very like you know, educated perspective, and someone who's talking about it in like a really realistic way, versus, you know, people just like leading with like their emotions and just saying shit like, this is just how it's got to be, and if you're not like this, you're a bigot. You know, I don't listen to people like that, because that's just gaslighting. That's all that is. You're trying to call someone a bigot by being a bigot.
Yeah. I've heard from both. I've heard intelligent people talk about the positives, and I've heard intelligent people talk about the negatives. But.
So when most of the time when I hear people talk about it, that are kind of like on the positive side of things, you know, it makes sense. They're like, you know, they are their own people. They, you know, deserve to, you know, live comfortably, and put, you know, that's like at very minimum respect their body autonomy and say, hey, you know, this is, if that's how you want to live.
I don't think that is the issue, though. I think most people, even that are on the bad side.
I'm getting there. And like, you know, the way that, how that could affect society and how we can positively, you know, have them, you know, be there and let's do these things, while at the same time allowing them to, you know, not feel like their personal rights are being judged on in certain situations, whether it be, you know, bathrooms or changing rooms, or, you know, wearing the clothes they want to wear, or, you know, the pronouns they want to use. Like, I always understand that that there are ways for us to do those things and it work for everyone. But whenever I hear somebody talk about it from the negative side of the conversation, on the opposite end, it's really just coming off as super fucking hateful and uneducated. It's just somebody who's just really kind of mad, and they don't like it, and they're unreasonably not going to like it no matter what. And no matter what happens, even if you try to come at them with a good conversation, most of the time they're going to stonewall the conversation and just kind of be a dick about it.
I think that's literally both sides. You could find agents of the other side that
absolutely
talk about it in a calm voice, and you could also find agents.
I get way more. I've seen way more people.
It's because you indulge in leftist media mostly, so you're fed the funnel.
I think that like I probably watch a lot of the same stuff you do, Michael.
Maybe.
I mean, from our conversations, it sure seems like I do.
You watch Destiny probably a lot, so
not really.
Okay.
I've seen some Destiny stuff. But like my big thing about it is that like when it comes down to the conversation, those people that are fighting against it are really just saying we don't like this because we don't agree that these people we don't recognize that this person is actually this.
It's like Ab and Preach. They actually shared most of my viewpoints.
Yeah, I know.
They talk about it in a pretty, you know, they're not coming off as like being mean or anything.
Yeah, but you have to recognize that Ab and Preach, whenever they talk about it, they mostly come from the fact that it's like, hey, if you want to be like this, that's perfectly great. You can, you know, if you want to identify that, that's fine.
And they also respect pronouns too. They're like, I'll call you what you want.
Yeah, they respect pronouns. They will say, you know, hey, you want to be this, that's great, that's awesome. Like all those things that I'm saying, Ab and Preach kind of follow that same logic and pathway.
Yeah, but and then on the other hand, they'll do the things where that story about the trans woman being in the locker room, they'll be like, and how everybody was pissed off at the moms that disagreed with that being in there. Like there was huge pushback on them, being like, "Oh, you need to respect this," and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and
getting-
and that's basically what I said earlier.
They went up to bat for the moms that had like the issue with their daughters seeing a penis.
And I basically said the same thing. You know, I mean, whether it be a conversation between the trans person or a conversation between the mothers, everyone needs to be on the same page that if we're going to go forward with this type of thing, that there needs to be this awareness that this could happen. And if you are a trans person and you are in a changing room, and you need to understand that maybe a child might be in there and it might not be appropriate for you to show off your parts to that person. And I would say that regardless whether or not you're a female fronted person or a male fronted person, I don't think that if that's not your child, you have no reason to be naked around that person. And I'm going to argue even further and say, if you're not the mother of the child, you have no reason to be naked in front of that person or that child. Like if you're
not the father,
even if you're the father, it'd be weird if you're naked in front of your child.
Well, no, even the daughters. Talking about sons and daughters. I think you're just talking about daughters.
I would say that first off, if I had a kid, if I had a son, I would find it very awkward to be naked around my son. And especially at the point if I'm bringing them into a changing room. Same thing that if I, and like,
Is that a relic?
why would any woman want to
This
be
is a
naked?
dwarf.
Yeah, like it's like, oh shit.
Crammed in there.
Why would any I would find it weird for any woman to be naked around my child if it's not the mother. I feel like that's weird. Maybe that's me, like in like a having a weird perspective of it, or maybe like a warped perspective. But there's something odd about someone who's not the mother of a child being naked around that child. There's something inappropriate about that to me.
You know, I think
I'll
end my thing on this note. I think I always side on the side of just like, oh my god, shut up, I don't care what you're feeling, because I think we live in an age right now where people's feelings come first. We're really concentrated on human social feelings when our world is burning around us, and I get frustrated that this is what the spotlight's on right now.
Yeah, that's true.
We so care about how people feel and what their place is in society. Ooh, what do I like to have sex with? That's on top of the radar right now socially. Like, hey, little boy, little girl, what do you like to have sex with? Who do you want to be? Like,
I don't think
care.
anyone's ever.
Okay,
Hey, little girl.
But anyway,
Michael, I argue to find that conversation where that person didn't get roasted.
I know, but I was making it hyperbolic.
Oh yeah, I know.
So, and that just underlying frustrates me. So whenever I hear something, even if they're right, even if their feelings are very true, I just don't care. It's like, shut up. You should be caring about the world burning because I'm on that world, and everybody around me caring about whether or not they want to be something this or they're treated wrong in their community or all this garbage. Just shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I need you guys to fucking stop burning my world right now. I don't want to get nuked. I don't care about war. I much prefer to talk about that kind of stuff.
The only thing that I could say to that is like I just feel like both environmentally and socially, the human race has been ignoring things that really need to get fucking handled.
Yes.
For so fucking long.
I get anxiety.
Like there were so many fucking things that, like, if you ask me, this whole like gay, straight, trans thing should have been handled fucking forever ago.
I'm like,
why the fuck are we still here? It feels like we're spinning our wheels. Yeah. Like, why have we not just like...
This is what the reptilian army wants us to do. They didn't invent this shit.
Dude, before these herpaderpas come out of the ground and start killing us, man.
They are busy arguing amongst each other. Who wants a penis and who wants a vagina?
But now, the lizard people. what do lizards have? They have
cloacas.
Now the wizard cloaca will rule.
Yeah.
I totally get where you get like frustrated because these are things that should have been kind of handled by now. We should be done with this. This should have been done 10 years ago, 15 years ago. We should be already on fixing another big fucking problem. But everyone likes to argue back and forth and talk and shoot the shit.
Well, it's pretty late, right? All right.
Well, we're ending it. So
we're ending already.
Yeah. Guys, this has been a long episode. I don't know how long the episode's
Probably
gonna be.
about 2.5 hours.
Good, because we got to get through this fucking game, man.
Yep.
Because I really want Michael to fucking get to see some of the stuff that I'm seeing right now, so that way I can talk to somebody about it. Because right now I haven't been able to talk to anyone about the shit that goes on in this game.
So yeah,
guys,
thanks for joining us on this journey.
Busy episode, a lot of deep conversations, a lot of deep cuts and topics, but we like talking about that. It's our channel. We do what we want. So if you don't like that, cool. If you do like that,
A statue.
cool.
You better like that, all right?
Because either way, we're doing it. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff.